Welcome to the spoiler section. We're talking Kubo and the Two Strings. Oh man, this whole movie is just like spoilers. Like everything is spoilers. Like the one thing I wanted to say about McConaughey, and I'm just gonna vomit this out real quick. It's like, it was like when I thought about like his performance as Beetle, I like it. When I think of him being like the warrior he was before he was Beetle, I don't buy it. Like I don't buy that performance as that guy.
Absolutely.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the sort of thing that the excuse that you can give yourself is the curse totally changed him, and that person who Kubo's mother fell in love with was a totally charming, goofy individual. He was just a lot more serious when he was alive. But then when his personality and memory got taken away, he was sort of brought down to his bare bones, fun-loving Beetle personality.
I would have just loved, and like part of the reason that like I didn't think this was like great, it's so good, but it's not like great, and I was left a little unsatisfied is because right after they reveal who Beetle is, like they immediately just murder him off. Like we didn't get we didn't get like a scene where we could see the warrior he used to be.
Yeah,
like
that would have been awesome.
It was in the middle of a fight where all he had to do was turn around and be a badass for 2 minutes before he died.
Yeah, because Monkey was wounded at that part.
Yeah.
That was a perfect opportunity for him to do something.
He
about
just gets
something.
shanked in the back in like a jump scare almost like moment. Like I was like, oh.
Leica is intense though. They straight up just killed both the main character's parents.
Oh yeah.
Like, whoa, right in front of him.
You know, that is something I gotta give for this film for being a child's film. I mean, it really does not have a happy ending. It really doesn't.
It tries to play it off though.
It does try to play it off, but it really doesn't have a happy ending.
I thought it had a. Well, I guess that's not true.
Bittersweet at best.
I thought it was like it was very spiritual. It was like his parents were able to come back for one last send off to be with him for one last moment, which he was looking for in the beginning of the movie when his dad's lamp didn't light.
It cost him a mom.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
That's a net loss.
He was living in a cave. He was in hiding, and now he can finally come out, and his arch nemesis is now a family member.
Which that's gonna be a whole weird thing, and that was another thing that like the end of it with like just like I know magic, I know mythic magic and stuff, but it was just like, and now Grandpa has his eye, and everyone's telling him like, no man, you're cool, you're like the guy, and he's like, oh, I guess I'm the guy.
Well, it's a similar sort
Yeah.
of switch to what happened to Beetle. He lost all of his memory and his personality.
Yeah, but this time it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
God forbid, like you try and win him over, or like convince him that you're right, or have like no, wipe his brain.
Yeah, wipe his brain.
Wipe his brain.
Tell him he's a good person.
Force him to your side. That won't. Can you see like the second movie where he gets his memory back?
Yeah. I mean, but and that's exactly the reason why I'm saying it. I got to give it to Leica for not doing a completely sugary Disney-fied happy ending where he gets his parents back, he defeats the big evil. No, I mean he loses both of his parents, and both pretty much right after figuring out, oh hey,
you're my parents.
You're my parents.
Oh no.
I mean, yeah, and then he now has to take care of the senile arch nemesis is now his grandfather.
Also, they don't have a house or anything.
No.
He's living in a cave.
They destroyed the village.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's living in a cave. I mean, it really is bittersweet. But maybe that's their nod at like how those because they're going for a mythological kind of
Absolutely,
setup. And maybe and then really, if you look at like Greek tragedies and stuff like that. I mean, I haven't read a lot of Japanese mythology or anything like that, and to basis maybe even base that off of. But I mean, there's Japanese films that have that kind of...
I actually took a Japanese literature through film class.
Okay.
And yeah, it sort of fits in with that tradition. There's a lot of, in their storytelling, there's a lot of like, things happen. Like, it's always like fascinating. I guess it's kind of strange to see it in the way that it was done felt a little different. It's like close to mythic, but the characters are they have such personality, and their personalities are so sort of modern that like they almost butt heads a little bit, but it works overall. I don't know. Let's see what other things. So what did you guys think when like the mom was Monkey?
I thought it was predictable.
Well, I was so confused. Like, why would you turn into a monkey, and then immediately tell your child you're dead. That's
I
harsh.
don't know.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
Like, why not just be like, we have a couple days left. We're gonna make the most of it.
I'm a monkey now.
I'm a monkey now. I know it's a lot to take in, but you saw me play a magic thing. Magic's part of your
Yeah,
life.
he's
You'll be
used to
fine.
magic.
But why would you immediately go, your mom's dead, your village is burned, and then he's like, I have questions, and you're like, you get nothing.
Yeah, that was a little confusing. I did think it was incredibly
Yeah.
predictable, seeing how it was the same voice actress.
Yeah.
And then you're just immediately, Also, I knew that his father was alive in the very beginning of the movie when the lamp doesn't light. When all the other villagers are at the graveyard and the souls are magically lighting each lamp, and then they send him off into the water, and he sits there and he waits and it just doesn't light. I'm like, well, that's probably because he's not dead.
Yeah.
And then you find Beetle and he's like, my master, Hanzo. You're like, nah. You are Hanzo. It just felt very predictable. But then again, that wasn't that. I didn't really have a problem with that.
It's
'cause the
children.
setting.
Yeah, it's child's
Yeah.
movie predictable, not like
Exactly.
predictable, super, yeah.
Yeah, not like exactly.
Oh, man.
It was really good though.
Your family's dead. I'm dead. I mean, your mom's dead.
Yeah, no, it's literally like your mom's alive, but your dad's dead.
And
Now
her-
your mom's dead, but your dad's alive. No, your mom's still alive. Now they're both dead.
And her personality changes so wildly. From being
Yeah.
like this loving, storytelling, like she clearly wants to share things with Kubo, but she's, frustrated with the brain injury, magic curse, whatever it is that takes her out of it.
Yeah.
So when she becomes monkey and she doesn't have that
Burdening
handicap thing
yeah.
anymore, and then she doesn't want to tell him anything, and she's like really like harsh and strict, and like I get that you need like you want him to survive and everything, but I think it would have been a lot easier to go, I'm your mother, listen to me, rather than like, I'm a monkey, listen to me.
Maybe
I'm a stranger.
I mean, there are totally a couple reasons why she wouldn't want to tell him, and why her character totally made a huge shift. The first one is to like, she probably didn't want to tell him this because she wanted him to worry more about himself than her, because he was taking care of her his whole life.
Right.
And she knows that. And when she got into monkey, part of the reason why her character might have switched and gotten so much more irritated is because, she's a monkey now.
She's like,
Monkeys,
"Oh."
I mean, monkeys aren't known for being patient beings. And the third thing on that is like, well, I totally spaced it. There was a third point about there. But
Yeah.
2 points.
Yeah. Man, the some of the boss fights, like when you said this would be an awesome video game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The trying to climb like a giant skeleton and pull the swords out.
Yeah.
That would be baller. That was so Shadow
yeah.
of the Colossus.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 artifacts they have to get, each of those bosses was...
What did you guys think of the eyes
I
underwater?
loved that
Oh,
part. That was
yeah?
probably one of my favorite parts of the whole movie. They were just so like, boom, like in your face in the theater, visually stunning.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I liked, actually what I think probably one of the best laughs I think I had it was when Hanzo, or well, to be Hanzo, pops up and he's I found the arrow with the fish. It's like you completely
Just
missed the
completely
point
forgot.
of what he was supposed to be doing.
Right.
And he's like, oh crap, I gotta. Yeah, no, but visually, like the monster wise, I actually liked it. It was it's so horrifying in a way. I mean, you get that mouth down there with just a grinding wheel. It made me think of
The Sarlacc.
a little bit that, but no, James and the Giant Peach, but the shark, the mechanical shark that
Right.
just grinding things. Yeah,
That movie. That's a
Yeah.
whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing. Yeah.
No, yeah, I could see that though. I could see that. I was kind of like, I like the concept of the eyes, and I like visually, like you said, they look great. I was a little disappointed that they were supposed to reveal like this crazy truths and everything, and all they did for Kubo was like, you see this monkey?
Yeah.
This monkey's your mom.
Okay, yeah.
And like I was expecting some like bigger revelation and stuff, and I think they could have fit some stuff about like the gods or like how that whole realm.
Yeah, that would have been a
worked in
perfect
there.
moment for that.
And I feel like the whole realm of the gods thing is so like underplayed or like they don't talk about it at all.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
have
you don't
loved
see
that.
it either.
That way at the end we know for sure who's right and who's wrong for Kubo. And like somebody came down to me and was like, I'm gonna take your eye, but you're gonna be immortal and go up to like this immortal place where everyone's like awesome and things are great. And I'd be like, You know, it's hard to argue that like my eye is super worth that. Like,
well, the human eye is what holds compassion and empathy and love. That was the whole theme of the movie.
Yeah. Blind people must hate this movie.
Yeah, totally.
Well, they'd be like, "Do you like Kubo?" They're like, "I didn't see it."
No.
Oh, sorry, that was.
Fucking
Damn. I'll probably edit that out.
Yeah, that was brutal. Blind people can't see any movie.
I do gotta say, I mean, that maybe that is something to take away that they might have fallen short on the movie. Was okay, so you get this beautiful world, but you only get a hint of like the background. You don't get a hint of there's a little bit of mythos, and you're wanting a little bit more. And maybe that could have helped make it feel a little bit more, I guess, fuller. I mean, like, and at the same time, I mean, because like I said, it's a beautiful film. It's beautiful. It's you know, and how you said it, like Leica has a tendency to get to a point to where the movies are, you know, they're well done, but they never make it to being great. And I think if they expanded on like the mythos behind it, maybe it would have been great.
Yeah, I think it could have sold a lot of their drama a lot better. Because throughout, it would have been really nice to know like maybe the grandfather's motivations at the beginning of the movie. Yeah. Because most of the movie is just like, he wants your other eye, and it's like, and you can't have it. And I was like, oh, what's this? Is it this huge, powerful magic artifact or something? And and then he's like, no, I want to show you what heaven is. And it's like,
I want my grandson.
You know, I'm sorry I had to murder your parents to tell you.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Well, his mom wants to keep him from that, and like, if we knew more about it, we might understand why. Other than that, it's sort of just like,
oh, no. I feel like we totally understand why the mom wants to keep him from it. Is because she thinks they killed her husband.
But we don't know why they killed her husband, other than like, you can't date him.
Yeah, no, that is why.
I know,
it's immortal.
Really I know,
but mythological stories there are of gods being like, you can't shag a human, and then being like mad at him for it. Look at Zeus. Well, Zeus gets away with it.
Zeus, man. It's a whole other animated Zeus.
No, but I feel like that point sells why she totally is, forewarning him about.
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
mom side of the family.
It would have been cool, I don't know, like, because everyone's just a monster from her side of the family. Yeah. Which, like, they kind of need to be, but also, like, what are they? Because, like, people die and they become spirits. Like, what are these gods? What are these other things? Like, how does their realm work?
Yeah.
Because he's the Moon King, so he's the moon. I don't know.
And
what are this? Explained. Yeah, he's just kind of there.
And visually, the sisters look like they're from a different realm than the grandfather.
They do.
So,
yeah, they're all like dark
Nightmare
and
Before
evil.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Masks with witch hats, which was very like everything is styled Japanese in this movie, and then the two sisters are like. They look like the kids from Nightmare with the masks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, and it's got a. Oh, now I don't even remember where I was going to go with that.
I'm sorry.
No. No, you're all right.
But yeah, I feel like that's sort of just Leica's problem. Like they're really tied to their visuals. They're really tied to having their style, and it's a great style, and they have great visuals. It's just there's constantly this near miss for the payoff for a lot of things.
I don't know. I thought Paranorman was.
Paranorman's great.
Perfect. I don't know. I have a bias. I just love that movie so much.
I haven't seen that one in so long.
Maybe it's from a factor of like, say, okay, so like think of Coraline and Paranorman. I mean, I don't know if Paranorman was based off of a child's book, but at least Coraline was.
I think so.
I mean, that's the reason why it feels a little bit more complete, like Coraline. And Paranorman, actually, I've only seen it. I think I've only seen it once, but yeah, it had its fulfillment, and it was great. I mean, and then you had the Box Trolls, which I think was their maybe unless Paranorman is like their first original one.
I thought Coraline was.
No, Coraline's based off the book.
Oh, right, the book, right? Yeah.
But the Box Trolls. I mean, it's going back. Like, they've got this concept. They've got these cool visuals and stuff like that. But whereas the story's kind of hit and miss. It's a little, and then you got Kubo. Again, beautiful visuals. They got a little bit more streamlined. They've got a quest kind of thing, but there's still things just
a lot more hits.
Well, it's the perfect. It's like the most solid hero's journey, like step by step with Kubo, and that's it. That's really it. Basically.
Right. Yeah. Structurally, it's just very much like I mean, you could practically see Kubo level up. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I was a little disappointed again and like I know it sounds like I'm bagging on this movie or like I really did like this movie. It's got a lot of clever transitions. The art direction is amazing. There's just all these like little things that like stick out to me. Like at the end, I was so expecting because Kubo puts on armor and grabs his sword, and that is nowhere near as cool as like making a bunch of origami come to life,
Crazy spells,
and have magic and stuff. And he doesn't use the origami in the final fight. Or he just breaks his what is it?
The strings.
No, what's his instrument called?
Shamisen.
He breaks his shamisen and he restrings it. He plays one note, and it's like,
boom.
The origami stuff is so cool. I love the beginning of this movie so much, where he's in the square and he's playing it, and he has the little action scenes and stuff going on.
Oh yeah, the one fan in the audience who just can't take it when there's the cliffhanger.
You can't leave.
Yeah. You can't leave. Like having a mental breakdown. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, and going back to the armor.
Yeah.
So, what the big quest was to get the armor. Don't because the Moon King had to stop somebody getting the armor because they'd be just too powerful.
Too powerful.
And then there's nothing.
Then there's nothing. He puts it on and has a sword, and then he gets rocked anyway.
I mean,
like, what?
so who took that helmet and made it a bell?
I know exactly.
That guy's fired.
I mean, sure, certainly he gets some good hits on like the dragon version of the Moon King, but the Moon King's still like, oh, this is just 'tis a flesh wound, you know.
He just rubs it off. He gets like cut down the middle with the sword, and then he's just like, oh, God.
I mean, didn't like that.
Maybe you can tack it on to the factor. I mean, he's a kid. But I mean, if say Hanzo had gotten all of the armor, would he have had the same chance? Would he have done better? What does it cause you to become like a sun god? Because I mean, there's flames to it,
and there's the sword never does anything that a normal sword doesn't do except not break. And I know it's the unbreakable sword, but I was expecting with the full set together there'd be some sort of like something.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Full armor set buff.
Yeah.
Especially since the whole movie is like, we're going to have a full armor set buff.
Yeah, and you're going to be invincible. You're right. Don't worry about it. You're cool. You're great. And then he gets there.
He just gets rocked, and he's like, I'm going to break my guitar.
Yeah. Well, it's like the video game aspect, though. It's going to be that armor that you see on the cover, and it's actually the crappiest armor.
Yeah. Turns out your starting weapon is like the strongest thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. What did you think of the two strings being his parents?
I thought it was sweet.
I
thought it was good.
I actually thought
it worked.
You know, when you find it, you know, so he gets the bracelet from his mom's hair. Okay, like okay, that makes sense. He's going to use that as for a string, and then he gets the bow. Like, oh, that makes more sense. Okay, there's the two strings, and then then finally he pulls this up, and it's like, to me it was like a because he does a spell of memory. I mean, that's basically what it is. And I don't know. I thought it was like. That was actually a great culmination of doing the connection between the parents and then him.
Yeah, I thought it was really
magic. Yeah.
Really clever, especially since you're sitting there the whole movie going,
He's
got three strings. Yeah. He's got 3 strings. Why does he still have 3 strings? What are the 2 strings? And then at the end it's like, oh, yeah, duh. Like, I like storytelling stuff like that. And that's the sort of stuff that, like, if Leica keeps doing things like that, having nice moments built to, I mean, they're going to get that movie that's like, just the bomb. And this thing might win an Oscar this year. Like, I could totally see.
I mean, it did amazing.
Well, and
critics loved it.
And I don't think there's an animated movie out this year that's come really close to the level of like
quality
honestly. And craftsmanship and just like art that this and like it's from like a Portland, like it's the people who are like Pixar is a little too mainstream. I mean, I think the closing song it's like a really good song, but it was also done by like what's her name?
Oh yeah, they did While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
Yeah, and they actually did it on the shamisen too. I mean, they're like the main rhythm and everything. I mean, I thought that was.
And
cool
they used
cover.
Regina Spektor sings it.
Regina Spektor.
Yeah, Regina Spektor sings it. It's who was George Harrison wrote it, and it's on a shamisen. Like that's so Portland. That's like the most Portland closing song.
Oh, okay.
And it works. It works so well. And I just I want like his next movie. I think I constantly want their next movie because their last movie was like so close.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm wondering what type of like tone their next movie is going to be because their first 3 were very like sort of macabre
horror.
Yeah, Nightmare on Nightmare Before Christmas ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
As far as that tone, like that dark emo Tim Burton tone.
Mm-hmm.
This totally wasn't.
Yeah,
This was the first one of the movies that broke away from that. Like, it was
Yeah.
intense and, like, unforgiving to the main character. Like, they killed both his parents, but it wasn't that, like, macabre, you know, Tim Burton-esque sort of feel, which is great. I feel like that's important for them to break out of.
Yeah, they say that's definitely true.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and we'll do recommends, not recommends again real quick, and we'll just wrap up this episode. You can also fit in any final thoughts you have here too. So, Tim, you want to start us out?
Yeah, again, definitely recommend. See it in theaters. Give your money to Leica so they can keep doing the stuff. This is fantastic. Even though it's ran by the Phil Knight and I think it's Arthur Knight or Andrew Knight or whatever, the son of the co-founder of Nike. I mean, they got money beyond imagination, but they still got to have a reason to make it, and definitely go see it.
Sorry.
Yeah, definitely would recommend. I thought it was stunning visually, and the story was very solid. Totally would recommend. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I would say also, again, strong recommend. I would say just don't super expect like the greatest movie ever. There's, like we've been sort of talking about here, there's a lot of little things that might, if you're the kind of like OCD person like I am with a lot of little plot things, they add up, but they don't ever trump the rest of the movie.
Not even close.
Not even close. It's just, it will be less, like, not as satisfying as the experience as, like, people have compared this to, like, a Hayao Miyazaki movie or a Studio Ghibli, and I think those movies are, generally speaking, more solid, more satisfying. They tend to tie up things a lot better. But, that being said, there's no reason not to see this. It's gorgeous.
Totally.
If you're a filmmaker, look at the transitions. Having the actual, like, the difference between this and typical 3D is there's something about having real lights and real lenses on these cameras. It brings things, it just has this look to it that you can't beat. And this is probably their strongest visually of all of their films.
Absolutely.
And that's saying something. Like, all their films look good.
Yeah.
Like, there's no denying that. So, again, solid recommend. And like Tim said, see it in as big a screen with as loud of speakers as you can. That's it for this week. I'm TJ.
Up Tim.
I'm Tark.
3 T's.
Yeah.
Well, see you later.